The rain pounded against the sleek glass doors of the towering skyscraper, but inside, Marcus Steele, billionaire CEO of one of the world's largest tech companies, was oblivious. He was pacing, phone in hand, reports scattered across the polished mahogany desk. A day like any other. That was until a soft knock interrupted his thoughts. He glanced up, expecting an assistant or a delivery. But standing there, drenched and shivering, was a little girl, maybe 8 years old, clutching a small, tattered backpack. Her eyes were wide, filled with something Marcus couldn't immediately place: fear and hope. "They hurt my mom," she said, her voice trembling. "She's dying, please, please help her." Marcus froze. For a moment, the world outside ceased to exist. A little girl, soaked to the bone, standing in front of him, speaking words no child should ever have to speak. He leaned down, forcing himself to meet her gaze. Hey, it's okay. Slow down. Tell me what happened." Her story spilled out in halting, tear-streaked sentences. Her mother had been working 2 jobs to make ends meet when a sudden accident at her workplace left her hospitalized without proper care. Bills were piling up. No one seemed to care. And now the hospital had threatened to turn her away if the payments weren't made immediately. Marcus felt a tight knot in his chest. For a man used to numbers, charts, and profits, nothing in his life had prepared him for raw human suffering like this. He looked at the girl, her small hand trembling in his, and realized something. This wasn't a business problem. This was life. He grabbed his coat. "We're going to fix this. Don't worry. I've got you." Within the hour, Marcus had arranged for top medical care, covering everything the hospital demanded. But he didn't stop there. He insisted the girl and her mother be moved into a comfortable recovery suite, personally checking in to ensure they had everything they needed: food, medicine, and the warmth of someone who genuinely cared. Over the next few days, Marcus watched the girl transform before his eyes. The fear in her voice softened. Her smile returned, shy at first, then brighter each day. And her mother began to heal, not just physically, but emotionally. There was relief in her eyes, gratitude that no words could fully express. One afternoon, as the girl ran down the hospital corridor, holding her mother's hand, she stopped and turned to Marcus. "You're like a superhero," she whispered, her eyes shining. Marcus laughed softly, shaking his head. "I'm no superhero. I just did what anyone would do if they could." But deep inside, he knew something had changed. The girl's courage, her vulnerability, and her unwavering hope had touched a part of him that no amount of wealth or success ever could. In helping them, he realized the true measure of a life well lived, the ability to make a difference when it mattered most. Weeks later, as the mother and daughter walked out of the hospital hand in hand, Marcus watched them go with a quiet smile. He had given them more than money or care. He had given them hope, dignity, and a reminder that kindness could ripple far beyond any boardroom or balance sheet. And the little girl, she waved back, her smile brighter than the morning sun. Marcus understood in that moment that the smallest act of compassion could heal wounds money alone could never touch. Because sometimes, he thought, looking at the empty corridor, all it takes is one person willing to care. And that one person can change everything. Weeks turned into months. Marcus couldn't stop thinking about the little girl and her mother. Their faces had left an imprint on him stronger than any business deal ever could. One evening, as he sat in his penthouse overlooking the city lights, his phone buzzed. It was a message from the girl. Simple words, but they struck him harder than any boardroom victory ever had. "Thank you for saving my mom. I'll never forget you." Something inside Marcus shifted. He realized that helping wasn't enough if it only happened once. He could use his influence, his resources, to make a lasting difference. The very next day, he called a meeting with his team and announced a new initiative: free healthcare access and support for families in critical need, those slipping through the cracks because no one was watching. The news spread like wildfire. Media outlets covered it, but Marcus didn't care about the headlines. What mattered was that more little girls, more mothers, more families could be saved. Months later, he received an invitation to a small school event. The little girl, now beaming with confidence, was on stage receiving a community award for her bravery. She hadn't forgotten him. She told everyone how a stranger, a mysterious millionaire, had stepped in when no one else would. Marcus watched from the back, tears threatening to spill. She didn't know it yet, but she had changed his life too. Her courage had awakened something inside him, a sense of purpose he hadn't realized was missing. As the ceremony ended, the little girl ran up to him and hugged him tightly. "You saved my mom, but you also helped me believe in people again," she whispered. Marcus smiled, holding her close. "You didn't need saving. You were brave all along. I just reminded the world of that." That night, as he returned to his penthouse, Marcus looked out over the city with a heart fuller than any bank account could hold. He understood that real impact wasn't about wealth. It was about connection, empathy, and showing up when it mattered most, and somewhere deep inside, he knew the little girl's story wasn't just about her mom anymore. It was about a ripple of kindness that could spread far beyond anyone's imagination. One act of courage, one act of love could truly change the world.